Hello, everybody. Are we live now? Yeah.
Yes, we are live now.
Good
Yeah. Good
morning.
morning. Come on. Oh my goodness. Yesterday was 35. See, I have a tan. Like my
Mm.
director told me, Samson, you're tanning? I said, tan?
Yeah.
Me tan? I should be asking you that you're tanning. Like, oh, I said, come on. I'm
Yeah, the
coming
weather.
from a place where we used to have,
Mm-hmm.
we're used
We're
to
used
this.
to
And
this anyway.
it's not really a big deal for
Yeah,
me,
but
but
it's so hot.
but it's so hot. The weather is so hot.
Yeah, but we thank
We
God.
thank God, no complaints
No
at all.
complaint. Yeah.
Not at all. Not complaints at
Do
all.
you
Like,
like winter or summer?
well, I don't have a
Or
choice, but I actually prefer winter because I like winter. Some people say it sounds crazy to like winter, because winter you mind your business. The cold won't make you to be gossiping around. You just mind your business and focus on what you're doing.
it's
Because if it's
all.
summertime, there is
Yeah,
lot
you
of
have to
parties.
socialize. Yeah,
I
it's
know,
good to
lot of parties
socialize.
and socializing
Even
and
during
all that.
winter, we can still do our party,
Oh yeah, I know we can still do a party, but well, by the time the cold hits you and you bundle up to pull up the old thing, put it up again, the boots,
You're
the
gonna be.
jacket, the hair, the gloves, the hair mufflers, and everything. You think about that first before you see. Oh, you want to go and visit someone.
I love fall.
Well, I
Fall.
love fun too.
I think fall is the
Oh,
best.
fall. Oh,
Kind of.
yeah, fall is the best.
Not too
It's not too
cold,
cold, not
not too
too hot.
hot.
Yeah, it's just in between, right? Yeah, I love fall as well.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
we thank God for all the
all
seasons.
the seasons.
All
He's
the
the
seasons.
God of all seasons.
Mm-hmm.
He's a
Mm-hmm.
God of all seasons. He's
Yeah.
never, of course, he created all seasons. So
All the
he's
seasons are
all is a God
beautiful.
of all seasons. Whatever season you are, like I don't want to start preaching now, but Psalm says in Psalm
Preach
chapter,
it, Pastor.
like Psalm says in Psalms chapter 1, it said, like a palm tree planted beside the still water. You know, the
Mm-hmm.
palm tree
Yeah.
never it's palm. I've never seen palm leaf dry. No, the nail is never dry. I mean, I've never seen it dry. Look, so it's all season. They bring
Mm-hmm.
for
You
their
bring forth
foods.
your fruit
The
in all
palm
season.
season, like you're like a palm tree planted beside
I
the
claim
water.
it.
Yeah. Oh,
Hallelujah.
so our soul must flourish. Our life must flourish. I mean, everything about us must flourish, and we must keep living our happy life and keep making impact in the best way that we
That we
can,
can.
and at every opportunity that the Lord made open unto us. Yes. So
Yes, yes.
let's save that for another time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Welcome all our guests
Welcome.
from whatever part of the world you're joining from. I'm so excited because this is another series we're going on, talking about mindfulness, right? So, and we have
Mindfulness.
our guests ready, and I'll just quickly want to encourage you to please don't hesitate, share
Share.
this, share, invite someone that, hey, we are up again. Simon Camp, we're up again. Director, not distractor, is up again. We're here to make impact as the Lord give us ability to. So I want to encourage you, please share and get your questions ready. Join the conversation and let's rub minds together.
Mm-hmm.
Let's reason together, not judgmental, but let's reason together and let's make something happen. Okay. And I want to really, there are a lot of things going on with our, I have a lot of First Nation friends. I have so many of them. It's heartening, and I always say this that I stand with my brothers. I stand with my colleagues. I stand with my friends. I call them brother because we are of the same fold. We profess the same name, Jesus. So regardless of what is happening, I stand with you and I pray with you and I sympathize with those who are
Mm-hmm.
hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the treaty one. I mean, we acknowledge that. I acknowledge that.
And the
So,
Lord is
and
going
the
to
Lord
comfort them.
will comfort everyone that is being impacted with. I mean, with all of this atrocities committed, though, right? So, and we are praying for you. We're standing with you in prayers to let you know that the Lord that heals will come with healing on His wings to heal your heart.
Amen.
Amen. Okay.
Amen. Yeah,
Yeah.
welcome to another
Welcome to
episode
another episode
of Director or
of Director or
Distractor. Like he
Distractor
said, mindfulness
mindfulness series. Yeah,
series.
mindfulness series. And
And
the reason why we're talking about mindfulness series, there's a lot of our graduates, fresh
mm,
graduates, and then fresh intake, and in between that age bracket, it becomes so difficult to make choices. I've been there. I've dealt with that several times. So to make choices, to make what direction to go, and with coupled with a lot of things happening on the social media today,
Mm,
news of social media, it's really cause a lot of havoc than making impact. So if you sit on it, you scroll down to read through, they get false information. And that's why we are here, to make the impact, to make the change, and to encourage someone out there like, you're a graduate now. It doesn't end there. Don't spend your
yeah, it
life
begins
and
there.
wandering around and making someone you don't even know. You look up on the social media and say, "Hey, I like that kind of car. I like that kind of person. I like the way she dressed. I like the way he dressed. I like all that." It doesn't lead to anywhere. There is more to life. There is more to the moment you're in than just wasting it, or just spending and wasting it away. Okay, so I'll just talk about our guest and my
Yes.
guest, right?
Yes. You can keep going on and
Well,
on.
that's why I just zip up my mouth to give you the room.
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
know.
Our
I'm a
guest
talker. I know.
today,
Don't give me the mic. I'll just keep going.
our
Yeah.
guest today on Director Distractor is Constance Amadi.
Yay! Woo, woo,
Ooh. She's a
woo.
very good sister of mine, and we've known Constance for some years now. She
Yeah,
is
she's had a good testimony, and our life is really a
a
blessing
blessing.
to teenagers, young adults,
Yeah,
and
so we feel
she's been through a
she
lot. And
is the
then God
best.
has brought her out and have positioned her in a place to stand out and let them know that you can. If I can,
Yeah, then
you
you
can.
can. You can.
Yeah.
So yeah, we
hmm
have Constance, and I'm just gonna read a little bit of
She's got a
about.
page of
She has a page. She has accomplished a
she's
lot.
accomplished a lot. My
As young
goodness.
as she is.
Oh no, I'm like, what? That's a
She's
lot.
a blessing.
Yeah, she
She's
is.
such a
Yeah.
blessing to this generation.
hmm
Yeah, so I'm just gonna read a little bit of her. So Constance Amadi is a young woman born and raised in Rivers State, Nigeria, both now and prior to relocating to Canada for a university education. Constance has always shown exceptional qualities and impeccable performance at every milestone of her life, leading to her many accomplishments academically, spiritually, and in leadership. She completed an undergraduate degree in 2017 at the University of Manitoba, where she graduated first class honors with distinction in nursing, and also has a valedictorian. Yeah, did I pronounce that well? Valedictorian. She currently works as a registered nurse and has successfully amassed a wealth of clinical experience in diverse clinical specialties such as the ER, internal medicine, general and orthopedic surgery. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump into another. Like we said, she has accomplished so much, and she has a page or 2 pages of bio. So she also currently served as a lead pastor of the RCG, the New Breed Church,
RCCG, the new breed. Yeah.
RCCG, Redeem, the New Breed Church, Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Constance is committed to seeing the Word of God effectively taught and confirmed by the Holy Spirit. Okay. Constance is also passionate about mentorship and has worked with different mentorship days, drawing from these experiences and a passion to see others succeed. She's ambitious and tenacious. Constance currently runs a catering business called ID Cuisine.
Whoa, that's nice.
Mm, mm.
Well, an
Constance, you are just
entrepreneur. That's great.
everything.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
She offers different
this
Nigerian
lady
local
is something.
delicacies with
Oh
an
no.
Asian twist. I think we have to, maybe we have to order some.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, yeah.
The
Wow, she's something.
Afro-Asian fusion cuisine, as she likes to call it. As much as she enjoys cooking, she also loves to sing. I know I
Oh,
can
I
testify
know.
about
I
that.
can testify. She
We
can sing. Oh my
and
goodness.
currently serves in the worship team at our local church. Although Constance wears so many hats, she remains resolute to continue to make impact
Mm,
and push the narrative that regardless of who you are or where you are from, your dreams are valid.
that's
And the
right.
next face you're going to be seeing now is our beautiful guest, Constance
Amadi.
Hamadi.
Yay!
You wear so many hats.
Oh,
You are a
come on.
cook.
How
You are a
could you do that? Yeah,
nurse. You are
how
a
possible?
pastor.
Oh
You
no.
are a leader.
Come
Constance,
on.
come on.
That's a whole lot. Come on. You're fired up. Oh wow. That's a
Thank
whole
I'm
lot.
envy.
Yeah.
I'm envy.
Yeah.
Envy you.
Yeah. That's
You.
great.
you so
Oh,
Yeah.
you have been such amazing sister ever since I know you. You're so humble, so respectful, and with everything that you have accomplished in
Mhm.
life as as a youth or no young adults, right? We just feel you are the best person we can bring on this show to talk about this mindfulness regards to young
Young
adult, right?
adult, yeah, and youth,
Teenager,
yeah.
because from your wealth of experiences you can let people know how they can be whatever they want to be, right?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah. So, like you said, that's the goal here, and I'm because this now a lot of students are on break, and then some are taking summer classes, and why fresh graduates are trying to come in. So, in between for the graduates, the graduates, and then the new intakes, there's this decision making about what should I do? Should I follow my peer to make that, to do that, do the same kind of thing? And they get confused. And in between this age bracket, the moment you miss it, you miss it. So that's the reason for mindfulness. I was meditating on that word mindfulness, and I noticed that is deep. It's really, really deep, and it's if one is not careful, we're gonna miss it. So, let's meet you, Constance. Yeah, icebreaker.
Thank you so very much,
Yeah,
Uncle Sam and Auntie Kemi.
that's
You're
Um,
right. You're
welcome.
absolute
welcome.
pleasure for me to be here, and I don't
Great.
take this privilege for granted. Thank you
Awesome.
so much. And
You're
that was a very heartwarming welcome. And thank you to everyone who is watching today. I'm
yeah.
very excited to meet everyone.
Mhm.
For me, like I think from my bio, mentorship is something that is very key and important for me. And actually, I run a mentorship program called Embrace and Impact. And
Mhm.
Hmm.
what I do through this is I help youths, teenagers, young adults,
Hmm.
and, in terms of it ranges from different things, from personal growth to academic growth to
Mm.
spiritual growth. And I have some people currently that I'm working with. And for me, nothing makes me more excited than seeing young adults and youths doing well. Like it's
That's right.
Hmm.
my daily prayer.
Mhm.
It's my daily prayer. And on that note, also at my local church, although I pastor a church, but I also still attend my local church because I love it. It's an amazing place. And there I still teach the teens and the young adults too. So I feel like it's been something that has always been a part of me. I think probably at the age of 10, 11-ish, no, actually, no, at 8, that was when I started teaching the children's church
Wow.
back in, when I was back home in Nigeria.
Mm.
So
Wow.
teaching and nurturing people have actually been my one of my most amazing things I love doing. Like it just
Wow.
natural. So I love seeing people doing better. So
Hmm.
I pray that today, God helping me, that I'll be able to say at least one or two things that would impact your lives and
Hmm.
That's
help
right.
you do better.
Mhm.
That's the
Hmm.
main purpose why we're here. So
That's
Yeah.
right.
hope I don't waste your time, but I hope that you actually get something
Something.
meaningful today.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I think that's just basically me. I love God. Like one thing that I can never ever 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 say is the fact that everything that I am today has just been by the mercy of God.
Hmm.
And one thing I always tell people is that I love the way that God loves me because
Mhm.
I know He loves everyone, but I believe that there's a special love He has for me. So yeah, so and I know that he also has that same love for you. So even before we go, while we review everything, I'll try my best to pull in scriptures and all that so we can have a grounded conversation. But
Absolutely. Yeah.
if for any reason you're here today and you're just wondering, okay, these people are so excited and like we talk about God and they're excited and you don't really know what that means, it's an opportunity for you to go through with the program. And if you need to talk even about God, I'm right here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
That's great.
let's know that this platform, yes, we want to help you, but also your spiritual life and growth is also
That's right.
important too. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah,
So
so if you want to connect to with Constance, we have
Yeah,
information
information, Facebook. Yeah, Constance Amadi on
on
Facebook
Instagram.
at, yeah, that's, and then on Instagram at Amadi underscore Constance. Okay, yeah. So to connect with her. Great. Yeah, go
So we're
for it.
just gonna dive in straight into our topic today, right? We say it's mindfulness. As we know that mindfulness is just like your state of being conscious of what is happening around you, or being aware of something, right? Maybe you might just want to throw more light on what is mindfulness.
okay. Thank you so much, Auntie Kemi, for that question.
You're welcome.
So where I actually really want to start is with this is the fact that I know that at these times there's this increasing consciousness towards mental health that hasn't really been
Mm,
in the past years. And
Hmm.
mhm,
right now it's something that everyone is paying attention to, regardless of the age, regardless of the group, or regardless of the settings. And it's something that we see that affects each and every one of us differently.
mm,
So today, I actually find the topic mindfulness as actually one of the strongest strategies that you can be able to use to
Hmm.
pave the path at these critical times. And like
mhm,
Uncle Sam previously mentioned, with social media, there's lots of distractions and things, unnecessary, unhealthy competitions and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
People really struggling because everyone, you go online, you see, oh, this one has achieved this, achieved that, like you just
Mm,
put yourself in this unhealthy pressure.
mhm,
I think a song I was listening to yesterday was Pressure by Jonathan McRaenoids. He's
mhm,
one of my best singers, and he has this song called Pressure. And sometimes when I start feeling overwhelmed, I just listen to that song because he's just saying, take me away from this whole pressure. I just want to
mm,
be who you created me to be. I don't want to be
mhm.
like nobody else. I don't want to be like K or B or C or whatever. I
That's
just
right.
want to be who you want me to be.
Mm,
And that brings us even into an understanding of mindfulness. Who really am I?
Hmm.
What
mhm,
am I here for? How am I different from every other person? And how does
mhm,
my life resonate even within this universe?
mm,
Because each and every one of us was created for a reason and for a purpose. And we have different destinies and different line of actions. Regardless, we might come from the same parents, but
mhm,
our purposes are most times not the same thing. That's what
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Absolutely.
within
mhm,
siblings, you can see one can be a doctor, one can
Yeah.
be a lawyer, one can be an accountant and all that. And that's totally cool. So it's not I don't think God actually created us with the intent that we become so pressured about
mhm,
in this life. So he has created us, he has given us a purpose, something to do, so that we are not worried about, what's this other person doing, but concentrating on what we have to do. Because at the end of the day, we have our blessings for our own lives, not about what someone else is doing, or not about what somebody else has achieved, but for you yourself. This brings me to the story of the talent in the Bible, where God gave one five, gave one three, gave one two, gave one one. You can see the problem there. One of the main reasons why we know that the one that was given five invested his five. The one that was
mhm,
given three invested, the one that was given two did, and the one that was given one did not. What was the issue? Catchphrase, mindfulness. He was
mm,
mindful concerning other
mm,
people's giftings, other people's talents. Oh, why did they give this one five and give this one three and give this two and then give me one? Not only that, he was mindful about his master because he said,
mhm,
my master, I know him. He just wants to benefit from what he did not sow
Mm-hmm.
and that, that, that. But he forgot that it
mm,
was about him. He forgot
Mm-hmm.
that it was about him. So
mm,
here I'm going to tie in what really mindfulness is. It's the
mm.
act of slowing down, paying attention, suspending judgment both to yourself and others, and
That's
fully
Mm-hmm.
right.
engaging in whatever experience is happening in the present moment. So it's not
Mm,
about, oh, my master, when he comes back, I know he will want to take all I have worked for. No, you're worried, you're going ahead of yourself, the present.
mhm,
What has been given to me? Who am I? What can I do with it? Where can it take me? Where can it lead me from here? How can I invest it? And we can
mm,
see that because there was a mindfulness problem with the servant that was given one talent, he lost
mm.
even the one he had.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right.
He
Yeah.
wasn't conscious of his own self, of who he is, of his own personal, will I say, personal traits, his own personal giftings, his own personal abilities. So one thing we know is that when I look at that story, something that always comes up to me is that the master knew why he gave each person five,
Mm-hmm.
three, two, one.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not in our place to ask or worry about why do I only have this talent, or why can't I do this too, or why shouldn't I do this. It's not in our place to worry about that. Our place is to be faithful, faithful in where we are, faithful
Mm-hmm.
where we are. That is the key thing. Because the only thing that made that servant miss it is because he wasn't faithful.
Faithful. That's
He
true.
wasn't faithful in his place. He wasn't mindful enough to care about his own self, his own personal giftings, to nurture that, to bring profit. He was more worried about what someone else was doing, the other people are doing, and that. So mindfulness keeps us in the moment, in the present moment, paying attention, suspending judgment. Actually, I really want to look on that aspect, because we tend to judge ourselves sometimes really harshly. Me, I do that a lot. It's something that I actually pray God for, to help me. So I really tend to do that a lot. Like, oh God, sometimes I'm like, Constance, you should be better, you should do this and should do that and do that. Like, it's like, I'm like, and then at the end of the day, I'm like, just stressing yourself. Like, it's not worth it. Like, just relax, relax,
Mm,
relax,
mm,
be in the present. Tomorrow will take care
mm.
of itself. Matthew chapter 6, right? God
That's
says
right.
that if he can clothe the lilies, if
Mm-hmm.
he can watch over the birds and feed them, then what about you
Much
That's
that
right.
more.
he
Yeah.
made in his image? He will take care of you. So some of
Mm.
the things that we worry about, I find, are not really the present, but more even in the future.
In the
Like,
future.
how are things going to happen? This, leave that alone. Concentrate in the moment. Enjoy the moment. Absorb the moment. Live in the moment, and let God take care of everything else. I know it's very easier said than done, because like some people are like, uh, how do I do that? But it comes from a place of relationship and absolute
Mm,
trust in God. So
yeah.
once you have that relationship with God first, then trusting Him becomes easy,
Mm,
because just like a relationship within a mother and a child, right? It starts with a relationship. That child understanding that this is my mom, and her role is to take care of me. Her role is to make sure I've eaten. Her role is to make sure when I'm sick, I'm taken care of. So that child learns to trust their mom. So whenever there's a problem, they run to mommy. Sorry, Uncle Sam, but we'll come back to the daddy. But they come back to, the main thing they always say, how can mommy take care of me? And then, but that is a relationship that has been built from a place of trust. So there was a
mm,
relationship, and now there's trust naturally given. So with mindfulness, it just requires the intentional. I'll pick what word. Intentional, slowing down, paying attention, not moving with Facebook and Instagram posts,
yeah.
I think that is most important.
but not paying attention to at Beyonce and at whatever, but paying attention to at Constance Amadi, okay, at, and suspending judgment and
That's
fully
right.
engaging in whatever experience is happening to you in the moment.
Mm,
And then I find that when you do this, it allows for adequate processing of what's going on, and you respond to the situation with open kindness and compassion.
mm,
Open
mm.
kindness and compassion. That's something that we always say, be compassionate. But we need to remember, we have to be compassionate to ourselves too. We
True.
have to show ourselves kindness, which includes resting. So mindfulness brings you out of that place of stressing to a place of resting.
Mm.
A place of stressing to a place of
Place
Place
resting.
of
arrested.
resting.
Yeah.
And if you are a person of faith, not just resting, but even resting in the loving arms of God.
Mm,
So it is something that we can always key into at every moment, regardless. Now,
mm,
I've said some keywords: intentional, paying attention to yourself, suspending judgment, and reacting with open kindness and compassion. But one thing I also would not want to fail to add here is that mindfulness actually is a human ability. So it's
mm,
not something that we have to conjure up, or something we have to, it's natural. We
mm,
already have that innate ability to be able to be
mm,
mindful of
mm,
our situations, our circumstances, Because why? We have emotions, we have thoughts, our minds are active, are alert. So it's a God-given natural ability,
Ability.
something
Yeah.
that you already have. All you just need to do is to learn how to assess it, and then you can also get to do it better through continuous practice. So it's
Mm.
like, for example, now I have a hand, but if I never knew that my hand can actually write, I would never use it in that form. So
Mm.
you have a mind, and your mind, you can use your mind and do amazing things. But if you never know the power of your mind, you will think that you are helpless, but you are actually not helpless. So if you are facing situations, you have the power to channel your mind into open kindness, into compassion. You have the power to channel your mind into resting, even in the situation, not stressing about it. So if
Mm.
you don't know the abilities of what you have, then you won't be able to use it. But I'm telling you today that it is an innate, God given ability that we all have.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know sometimes when we think about topics on mindfulness and all, and then there's always that whole link with meditation, and then
Meditation.
there's that whole link with yoga
Mm.
and all that. I know that some Christians are like adverse towards, oh, yoga is like transcending the mind to an For me, I believe that mindfulness, regardless of how you want to look at it, is God's idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's God's idea to provide
Mm-hmm.
us with an internal resource that can transform our relationship with others and with ourselves. That we
Mm.
can be able to deal with life stressors. We can be able to deal with our emotions. We can be able to deal with pain, moments of illness, moments of disappointment. And that's why he said in Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true,
Yeah.
whatever is
Very true.
noble, whatever is right and pure, whatever is loved, whatever is admirable, think on those things. So it's God's
Mm.
idea. He's
Mm-hmm.
already telling you what he wants you to be
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
mindful about. What is
Mm-hmm.
pure,
Mm-hmm.
what is true, what is noble, what is right,
Right.
what
Yeah.
is lovely, what is
Think.
admirable. He said, if there be any excellence or praise, think about those things.
Mm.
So mindfulness is not anything strange, and it has nothing to do with yin yang and very funny explanations. It's just as simple as it is.
Yeah.
Focusing your mind on what is true,
Mm.
what is right,
Mm.
what is lovely, what is pure, what is admirable. Even God Himself uses the skill of mindfulness. And that's why David said in Psalm 18, who is man that you
Mm.
are mindful
Mindful
For
of me.
of
Yeah.
him?
Mm-hmm.
So this, and he even said there that the Son of Man that you care for him. So not only that you being mindful, but your mindfulness brings you to care for
Mm.
him. And how does God care for us? With open kindness and compassion. So,
mm.
regardless of our faults, regardless of our mistakes, it doesn't matter how bad we might think, what we think we've done. He
That's right.
responds to us with open kindness and compassion. So, when you are mindful, you can be able to treat others and yourself with open
Mm.
kindness and
Mm.
compassion. So, that I think
Wow.
that's just what I
Amazing.
Yeah, well, I feel we can just stay here and talk about what mindfulness is because too many things are pumping up in my head. And then while you're sharing all that, because like you're right, this is not, we can't exhaust this at one sitting. It's really deep. What it is really, really deep. And then who is involved, the qualities, and then those extra things attached to mindfulness. Wow, you are really, really bringing this on. Yeah, that's great. Thank you for
Thank
that.
you
Thank
so
you,
much
Constance.
for that.
I'm really, really blessed and inspired by that. For those, wherever you're watching from, we are currently we actually welcome you first, and then we are currently on live on YouTube. Sam and at Sam and Kem Oyela on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and invite someone and join this conversation. And also, we are live on Facebook. Feel free to join and share. And yeah, that's important. Share.
Yeah.
Someone needs this. Someone out there need this. They need to hear this to help them. This is the this is the best we can do so far to help someone going through discouragement,
Stress,
stress, pain, depression, uh, illness,
anxiety.
anxiety. So that's I want to encourage you. Please don't hesitate to share. Thank you all for joining one more time. We really appreciate you. Thank you, Constance, for bringing this on. I really appreciate you as well. Okay, so the next question will be, yeah, you're welcome. What are the types of mindfulness?
Okay. Right. So like I said, I'm just going to be pulling back from our previous discussion that
That's right.
mindfulness is an innate God-given ability that already exists in each and every one of us. But for us to, first of all, we have to know we have that ability. I think one thing that I always, when I find myself, in the situations where I'm beginning to stress out, I always tell myself constantly, you're not helpless about the situation. You are not helpless because God has already given you that internal resource for you to
Mhm.
respond. So I don't have to be just reactive. I can actually myself I'm just looking for the right word. So not just being about reactive, so reacting to the situations and absorbing everything that's going on. But me, I can also be on the defensive. So what is
Mm,
defensive? By ensuring that closing up my mind that the situation or whatever is happening right now is not being absorbed into me.
mm,
So, but to do that, it takes, like we said, practice. And that brings me to the types of mindfulness. So there's the formal type of mindfulness, which includes things like meditation, yoga, and all that. And there's informal. I love the informal because the reason why I love the informal is that I do that more and it does not require any specific posture, any specific location, any specific environment. You can do it at any time. One of the informal types of mindfulness is pulse and breathe. Just
mm,
so something is happening at work, and then I remember there was a time when I had a patient at work, and she was just this excellent and amazing person, and she was actually meant to have been discharged the previous day, but she got a fever. So I was taking care of her the next morning when I came, and we're having a good day. And then I went out to get her medication, and to come back in, I just heard her saying, "Help me, help me, help me." At that moment, I was like freaking out, like, "Oh my god, like what's going on?" But I knew that if I had stepped in that fear, I wouldn't even know
Yeah,
how to
mm,
what
yeah,
to
yeah.
do. So
mm,
I said, "Okay, Constance, pause and breathe." So nobody knew I was doing that. It was just within me in that small space. So I just stopped, and then I took a breath. And
mm,
one thing about pause and breathing is that, remember, with mindfulness is an active process. So it's not something that you do, like we said, intentional. So it's not something that just hits you or something you're
mm,
in one bubble. No, it's
mm,
actually active. So you're actively engaging yourself consciously. So you pause and breathe. And when you do that, you actually enjoy every sensation that's going through your body. So breathing, as you breathe, you feel the air move through your mouth. You know, okay, how is that making you feel at the moment? And I always find out that doing that always brings this sense of calm because as I connect myself to that moment, what is the moment? Pause and breathing. That's the moment. The
mm,
moment is not my patient is running, it's always like, oh, saying something is wrong with her. But my moment is right now, what am I doing? Like we said, present moment. I'm pausing and breathing. Because if I don't get myself in order, I won't be able to help someone else. So
mm,
pause and breathe. Just it's very simple. You take a pause and you breathe. And as you release, so you breathe in through your nose and then out through your mouth. And as you breathe in and out, you enjoy the sensation, like you feel the air. So you use your senses. What's going in? How does my nostril feel now? I know it looks weird, but the more you do it, it gets easier. But one thing
mm,
is that it brings calmness. So, like I said,
mm,
you don't it's not something that you needed to learn from anywhere. It's already part of personally innate part of you. There's a sitting mindfulness where you just sit down and then you focus on the moment. There's the walking mindfulness. You can decide to take a walk. There's eating mindfulness. There are different kinds of informal mindfulness. The reason why I said that is because you can do it anywhere at any time without anyone really, knowing what you're doing. You're just doing it within your space. But one thing is that regardless of what type of mindfulness, whether you go into the informal or the formal mindfulness, one thing that's for sure you will experience is that peace is that
oh,
peace is that peace. And for me, I think that is where I think Jesus was saying that we shouldn't be anxious for anything,
Anything.
but rather with prayer and supplication, we should bring everything even to
Let
Him.
your
And then
request.
peace. So when you relax from the issue, you choose to be in the present. What is my present? What is my, remember, whatever is true, what is true, God loves me. What is true, God will take care of my life. What is true, God is watching over me, right? So that is our present. It can never be in the past. So God is watching over us at every moment. What is noble, right? What is true? So at every step, you're looking back at that. What is noble? What is true? Who am I really? Do I have abilities over this, right? And then you can concentrate fully on the present moment and bring yourself back out of whatever is going on. Like I said, it takes practice. And the more you do it, the more you get better at it. And then it becomes second nature. Like you don't even need to think about it. It's like you just in and out. You just do it and come out.
Mm.
So but remember, it's intentional, it's an active, conscious process. And the more you keep doing that, it becomes way easy. And then you start reaping the benefits. Like, to be honest, if there's really nothing I want in this life than to, even when I'm old and gray, I want to be happy, stress,
Yeah,
illness free,
that's right.
problem free. I just want to have an easy, simple life. Like, to be honest, I don't want to ever be on my deathbed and then I have all these
Mm,
plenty tubes and things down my throat.
mhm.
No,
Mm,
Yeah.
those
mm,
are the things
mm,
that stress can bring about if you don't take care of yourself well.
mm,
Right? So
mm.
we'll talk more about the stress response as we go on. But
Okay.
um, just talking about the types of mindfulness, it can be any formal or informal, but the main key point: engage, use it.
Yeah.
Mm.
When you were talking about the type of mindfulness, you said formal and informal. You mentioned something about eating mindfulness.
Yes.
Can you please elaborate on that?
Okay.
I'm like,
I
So
like that.
So for sure, I think with this, I was going to get that explanation when I take how do you practice mindfulness. But I think
okay.
we can move forward for sure. So
Okay.
I said, remember, mindfulness, active engagement with the present moment, including your environment, include engaging your senses and simultaneously focusing on your mind. And
Mm.
with mindfulness, I think I'm just going to mention this: the difference between mindfulness and meditation. Though meditation is a type of mindfulness, is that with mindfulness, unlike meditation, where you basically there's something going on and then you try to remove your thoughts from it. With mindfulness, you're not doing that. With mindfulness, you are still conscious of what's going on. And what you're doing is that you're choosing to respond to that situation differently,
Mm.
with kindness and compassion, not judgmentally. So it will require lots of refocusing your attention back and forth. So and that's where meditation helps actually, because first of all, when you're meditating, it keeps you calm, and then it brings back what the situation is, so you can deal with it decisively. Now, when I say eating mindfulness, like we said, active conscious process that requires even engaging your senses. So now, so what are our senses? We have the sense of seeing, tasting, hearing, feeling, smelling, right? So it's what am I seeing presently? So right now, it's not about so much of what's going on, but what am I seeing in front of me? There's a bowl of jollof rice. Very so I know that there are things that I should be worrying about, right now, but I'm choosing to be in the moment that I'm eating.
Mm.
I'm conscious about
Mm.
my food, right?
Mm.
And then, so what am I seeing right now? Oh God, very nice bowl of jollof rice. And then I take my first spoon. What am I tasting? So remember, we say it's active engagement. So you're engaging your senses and in that moment, stimulating your mind towards what's going on. What
Mm.
am I tasting at this moment? Oh my God, that nice, juicy, stewish pepper, very nice feeling in your mouth, right? And then what am I hearing? What am I hearing right now? Oh, as I'm biting on, right? So the sound of the spoon on my teeth as I'm chewing, even biting off on the meat. Those are the things that what am I hearing? What am I feeling? Oh, the good feeling of the taste in my taste buds. Oh, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And what am I smelling? Oh my God, the nice aroma. So it just comes with, like I said, it's conscious. So you're thinking about it. What am I seeing? What am I tasting? What am I hearing? What am I feeling? What am I smelling? And then when you can engage on little things like eating mindfulness, walking mindfulness. You go on a walk or you look around. What am I seeing? The
Okay.
lovely green grasses on the side,
Mm.
right? What can I smell in the air, right? And all that. Then you find out that when you are in a situation, probably something stressful, you can bring in that mindfulness into that situation. What's going on, right? What am I seeing in this? Let's say, for example, something happens at work and maybe someone is upset with you and is scolding, right? In mindfulness, you can ask, okay, what am I seeing? Okay, I'm seeing Mr. This scolding. Okay, what am I hearing, right? What am I feeling? What am I smelling? What am I tasting out of what's going on? Okay, fine. And then how do I react with open kindness and compassion? So you find out that by practicing it in smaller little tasks that actually seem like they're insignificant, and then when things become major, you can transfer that into that setting. And you find out
Mhm.
that your response will be different than rather than reacting just because sometimes with hard situations our mind just we go with the first impulse, but once we train ourselves our minds in mindfulness, being mindful of the situation by using engaging our senses simultaneously refocusing on the mind, because sometimes it might be that okay someone is screaming at me and then your mind might just be like, oh, I'm black, they don't like me, but that's not the situation. So what is the your so remember I said constant refocusing. The issue is that someone is scolding you, not the fact that you are black, not the fact that they don't like you or whatever, but the fact that right now someone is scolding you. But why? What am I hearing? What are they saying that I did wrong? How is what am I feeling? Right? Am I feeling tensed? Am I
Mm.
upset about this situation? Right? So by the time you go through all this, engaging your senses, even regardless of what's going on, you find out that your response will be more controlled. Because while you were engaging your mindfulness, you did not give yourself you did not let yourself get stressed up about it, and you do not get into the alarm reaction of
Mm.
stress. Then you find out that you can actually pull back and decide what your line of action will be.
Mm.
So that's why I said, so it can just be something very informal, something just eating and all that. When I actually was going through preparing my notes and I saw eating mindfulness, I'm like, actually, I should be trying this. Yeah, to be honest, because sometimes we even get a nice bowl of jollof and we are so stressed, we are not even letting ourselves enjoy the meal. We actually take in every bite and all that. Yeah, so yeah, something simple. It doesn't always have to be so complicated.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
answering that question. Yeah, when I had eaten my food, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I want to know more about that.
So next time when you serve me a food, I should be
So you have
I
to be
have to be mindful.
mindful.
I'm eating the real pounded yam, and then the orishi.
The actually good thing about mindfulness, to be honest,
Yeah.
for things like eating, mindfulness, and all that, it creates a sense of gratitude, actually, of
Oh.
the situation. Um, like for example, I know one thing that I also do is like I do like I said, the informal mindfulness they run on a long spectrum, whatever it is. So I usually call it my brushing mindfulness. So when
Oh.
I'm brushing, I'm like, what am I seeing? Oh, the way the toothbrush is moving over my teeth and my
Wow.
gum. Oh, so I have teeth. Okay. And then I look at my teeth. Oh, my teeth, my dentition is so nice. That's bringing myself to appreciate me. Oh, what am I?
Mm.
The flavor of the paste on my tongue. Oh, I can actually taste something. And then when you keep engaging yourself in that way, you start looking at life with more gratitude than
Yeah.
actually the worries and concerns. Because even Jesus said in this world you face challenges. So if we
That's
want to
right.
put ourselves in that place, we'll just
Mhm.
stay unhappy, sad,
Mm.
frustrated.
Absolutely.
But if
Yes.
we rather, like I said, it's not about being reactive, but it's actually being defensive.
Defensive.
So regardless of the situation, you're positioning gratitude. You're taking in, absorbing, the good things out of life and using that as your response. So right now, nobody can really tell me that, oh, Constance, this. Oh, I don't like your teeth. I will tell you 1,000 things about how I think you should. To be honest. So I will tell you a billion things why I think my teeth is perfect, the way it should be, how it fits my face. Because
Mm.
I'm so conscious and mindful about even that little part of my body. That this is me, this is how I've been made, and I love it. So, like
Mm.
we said, open kindness and compassion, even to yourself.
To yourself.
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
So next time I'm using my suya spice on my soup. I'm mindful of my suya spice.
Don't even go there.
Yeah, it's mindfulness. You serve me food and I have suya spice. I'm not complaining. Thank you for sharing that,
Thank
Constance.
you so
This
much.
is so
And
amazing.
if you're just
Yeah,
joining us, we welcome you and we do appreciate you for joining. And this is another episode of Director or Distractor.
that's right.
And we with our amazing guest here, Constance Amadi, and she has been sharing from our wealth of experiences how you can be mindful about your situation, about what is going on around you. And I've learned so many things today, like the heat in mindfulness. You have to be mindful of everything that you do. And if you're
Yeah.
mindful, then you're going to be grateful.
That's right. Yeah, you're gonna be grateful.
Yeah,
So don't hesitate to share. To share
yeah,
this,
please.
invite someone. The video will be there to watch later for those who will be joining.
Joining us.
To watch it, feel free to share it because this someone need this information in the word we live in today. A lot is going on, and I'll post the question to you: are you directing or you're distracting? If you are directing, I would encourage you to keep directing in the right way. Be the good role model. And if you are distracting, I will ask you to pause, take a pause, and then look inward and see what you've done wrong and what you need to correct. And be bold to face it and say, "Hey guys, I've led you astray in the past, but this time around, this is the right. I've discovered the truth, and now I'm going with it." So we are here to share information to help someone out there get it right, get it straight, and make our community, make our work, make our home, make our place of work
Work,
a better place.
please.
So someone looking up to you will say, I want to know what you're doing that is making you happy, and I want to serve the same kind of God you're serving. Okay. Thank you for sharing this.
Oh my God. Do
Yeah.
you think we're going to go through all this question or we're going to bring Constance
I
back on
no,
the
there's
show?
no doubt about that. She's got a lot to share, and
She has a
we have not
lot.
even gotten there yet. Like
Mm-mm.
we're just unleashing one bit at a time. This is just come on. This is just the introductory part. Yeah, this is just the introductory part. So yeah, yeah, for sure. Yes, Constance. This question here is okay. Sorry.
Yeah, the next one is
Uh, what what are the qualities of mindfulness?
Okay.
Hmm.
Right. So I think I'm going to ask you back.
Okay, throw it at me.
I've been hammering just to make sure that I'm actually making sense so far.
That's right.
So I think maybe just one, then I'll talk about the other ones. But like what
Okay.
something that I've mentioned that it's actually a quality of mindfulness.
Hmm.
so you don't have to judge yourself. I
Exactly.
know
Thank
that.
you.
Perfect.
You don't have to judge yourself.
Don't be judgmental.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
That's
Don't
right.
Exactly.
judge yourself. Don't judge others.
Exactly. I think truly that is where we end today. I think we've said something.
That's
So
right.
Mm,
That's right.
mm, mm.
kindness, compassion, not
That's right.
judging yourself, passion,
Absolutely.
critically. I'm not saying you should be careless about your actions, no.
Hmm. Hmm.
But the thing is that the truth is that if you sit and keep talking about the mistakes you've made, you will
Hmm.
never ever move forward. Even though
Hmm.
you're forgetting the things that are behind. I'm moving ahead,
Hmm.
focusing on the
That's
present.
right.
So God doesn't even want us to dwell in the past. He
Mm.
wants us to keep moving. So you've made the mistakes, you've done things that you are probably not happy about. But yeah,
Move on.
we are human beings. Accept part of mindfulness is accepting your humanity. I am a human being. I am not without errors. I can make
Mm.
mistakes. Because the truth is
Mm.
that you don't even know the next second from now. So you might have
Absolutely.
made a good decision in the past, but because we are humans, we can't predict. And
Mm.
life
Mm.
is not just based on you alone. There are so many other factors, other
Mm.
people, experiences, environmental factors. So let's say, for example, now I might have decided that okay, today I want to wear a very maybe a flat shoe, and the weather I might have checked the weather report. Oh, and it said it was going to be sunny, and something happens, the atmosphere decides to rain. Like so, it's not a time for you to start beating up yourself. Why I could have known. Like, it's not worth it. It has
Mm.
happened. Rather than even beating yourself, be mindful of oh, it rained. Play in the
Yeah.
rain.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Put your leg, feel the water. So it's all about that because if there's nothing in this life, we need peace. We need
That's
a
right.
life that is healthy.
Mm.
So
Mm.
when one of my favorite quotes is that an untamed mind is an unhappy mind. So
Mm.
when you can't bring yourself into that place of compassion, into that place of acceptance of your humanity, then
Hmm.
sometimes we create this unnecessary hurdles and expectations that sometimes are really hard to meet. So be in the moment, enjoy God's love for you, enjoy the fact that God can take care of you at every
Mm.
phase of your life, and just
Mm.
be there. I know when I came to Canada, I had come on a scholarship. I'm going to share this story to just buttress my
Okay.
point more. I had come on a scholarship, and 1 year into the scholarship, it was cancelled because there was a change in government, and the new
Hmm.
government was really interested in scholarship program. And at that point, everyone was like so worried and concerned, like, "Oh, how are we going to do this?" I just went to my room and I said, "God, you brought me here. You're gonna take care of me. That's it. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to stress myself." And to
Mm.
be honest, I didn't for any reason.
Wow.
Sometimes it became so funny that some of my friends are like, "Constance, are you sure you were even meant to have been on this scholarship? Because you're just so comfortable regardless of what's going on." And like, because I know
Hmm.
God will take care of me. So it's
Hmm.
that mindfulness. Think about what is true, what
Mm.
is right. My current, yes, the present situation. Remember, I didn't ignore it and pretend that, oh, my scholarship is
That,
gone, it's not
that's
gone.
right.
Oh, no, no, no. I accepted it that my scholarship has gone, but what is true? God loves me. What is true?
Mm-hmm.
God will take care of me. What is true to me? My story. God watches over me. So I decided throw it where it belongs and move on.
Mm.
And I lived happy, not stressing myself. So it's like I said, it is natural, it is innate. You can do it. You don't need anything. So another quality is that it's innate. It is something that
Acceptance.
it is non-judgmental. It
Mm.
requires acceptance of things as they are. It brings peace and it
Mm-hmm.
requires open kindness and compassion. So those are the qualities of mindfulness.
Wow. Wow, that's
This is
great. Yeah, go for it. You wanted to say
no,
something.
I'm looking at the time, right? Yeah, and we still have a lot of questions. So
Hmm.
definitely maybe this is just the part one of it. Right?
Yeah,
Or
this is
else we
just the
can go on
introductory
with
part.
Constance, we can spend 2 hours here
I
today.
know,
Because she
eh?
I'm so sorry. I'll take I'm like Uncle Sam. I just like to talk.
Ah!
But it's actually been nice. It's actually
Oh my
Yeah.
God, it's been a lot of
Yeah. Well,
information.
I just like you see that story you share, right? About yourself. I know you're still gonna share it in detail because there are someone might be going through the same thing about because I know few couple of students because I'm particular about immigrant student, international students who come in here and then probably would I say peer because of peers or because of misinformation or
Peer
something,
pressure.
peer pressure or whatever it is, they kind of get misled. I've actually seen few of them that have gone astray into drugs and all sorts of things happen like that. But the truth is, mindfulness is it's worth sharing and it's worth talking about for new students that are coming in. So I'll keep that for the next time when tying it down through the scripture, like to reach out to them because I know many of them. Many I know. I actually have a particular person, a guy his parents are pastor. They own a church in Abuja, a very big church. And then he got here at my side, and I actually hired him for a position. I hired him, I recruited him. And after some time, we got talking. Are you a Nigerian? And say, yeah, he's a Nigerian. And I said that, what's your name? Because seeing the name alone, when completing the new hiring package for him, I said, this is not. This is how the name should be pronounced, but the way you wrote the name, honest to God, you were like, wait a minute. Are you? I don't want to say the name here. So, but the bottom line uh, is gone way, 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 way uh, off the track. And he called me back after he walked out on the job that I hired him for. He called me back a couple of weeks that he's needing job, this and this and that. I can't even hire you because you're not. I can't even reference you for any. If you give me my name for reference for a job, I won't do that because I give you a job. You spend 2 months, you didn't even pass the probation. You walked out on the job, and you're calling back again. You got a job, and I ask you, what do you do? Weekends. You go out on weekends, smoke, drink, partying, and that's it. He's never been to a church since he landed in Winnipeg. So it touched my heart And not one, not two, not three. There are many of them like that. You are a testimony to anyone coming from as an international student. You are a testimony. You've seen it all. You've been there. You've seen it. You've dealt with it. God helped you and empowered you to successfully come out of it. And I know your testimony can inspire someone like that. That the parent has left here, brought here, and they went back. And this many of them have never been to church before. And I keep talking to them. Many of them have never been to church before since they landed here. And let's not even go to church. COVID-19 has not made church online church. I doubt if they even go online to connect to believers online. So mindfulness is it's really worth sharing and it's worth talking about. And I know this is another new section of students will be coming in September, and on they go, maybe August, September, and on they go. We don't want to leave them into the hands of the wolves and then they get swallowed up, or and you can't even identify. They can be identified with. You can tell this and this, and they go astray, and it's really heartbroken to see such things happen. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't know where he is now. I don't even know. Don't even have his contact because he ran away, and that's it. So probably he knew where I was coming from. I was gonna be hard, not really hard on him, not even judging him, but he knew that I was gonna be on him. Like so, and there are people like that. They know you're gonna be on them to make sure you get things right. To get things right, you can't come here and live like this. No, you can't do. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And these are things many of these international students don't understand. So I really appreciate your testimony. It's worth for someone to hear and it's worth for someone to share, to for someone out there to to listen to this because you will help them a
A
lot.
lot.
Your testimony will help them a lot. Yeah. Thank you for being part of this episode. Yeah.
Before we round off, I
Yeah.
actually just want to just hearing like the story. I
Mhm.
actually just want to say something on that
Mhm.
because just for those
Yeah. Yeah. Go for it.
with issues of peer pressure and I feel where we basically need to start working on things like that is on the individual themselves, like what
Mhm.
is their understanding of who they are, like
Mhm.
mindfulness. For
Mhm.
me, when I like, came in here, like we said, being mindful is not just only about yourself, but including the environment, right?
That's right.
I studied the environment and I'm like, okay, Constance, this environment is not something that you can just, behave anyhow, act anyhow. You have to be very mindful about what you do here.
Mhm.
And aside from that, it's not so much of an environment that encourages spirituality a lot.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, and I knew that it's something that if I'm not careful, I might be drawn into the main let's say energy of the
Mhm.
environment. So I being mindful of who I really am. Like I said, it starts from a place of who are you, who
Mhm.
are knowing who you are, having that positive self-esteem about yourself.
Mhm.
Because most
Mhm.
times peer pressure preys on our lack of confidence in ourselves, poor
Mhm.
self-esteem about who we are. Because, like I said, in the story of the talents, he wasn't concerned about who he was. He was more concerned about what other people were doing, what they gave
Mhm.
them, what they had. He was rather than concentrating on himself and what his master would benefit and all this crap. He could have just concentrated on himself and maybe invested and then he would have seen the profit.
Mhm.
So I believe that even with parents, these are questions that you should start, asking your kids from even when they are small. Like, who are you?
Mhm.
What is special about you? Like,
Mhm.
bring that to their like my mom will always tell me. She always calls me the apple of my eyes. She always will tell me that if anything you do anything wrong, it's like you're blinding my sight. So
Mhm.
I grew up with that understanding that I have somebody who I cannot hurt, and that in a way judge helped me to judge my reaction. So it's not so much about providing kids with prayers and all that. Sometimes sit with them,
That's right.
talk to them, have a conversation about them. Do you
Mhm.
think you're beautiful? As a
Mhm.
guy, do you think you're handsome?
Mhm.
Start ingraining all those things into
Mhm.
them So by the time they come out to face the real world, they already have that built-in confidence, not into
Mm,
pride, but into a good, healthy self-esteem
that's
where they
right.
know who they are. Because if not, when they come into the environment without understanding who they really are, then they can easily fall for anything. I remember there was a time that, so like I said, knowing the environment, knowing who I was, knowing what I want to be in my life, it helped me
Mm-hmm.
guide my actions. I joined the church, not just joining the church, I became a worker because I knew that there's no way I'll go and sing on Sunday morning and spend the night in the club. It does not work.
Mm,
So it was
mm,
an intentional action for me because I wanted to keep myself in this area. So I was mindful of my environment. What are the negative aspects? And what do I not want to affect me? Now,
mm.
so I think basically encouraging, speaking to youth, teenagers, building that self-esteem with everyone that I've had the opportunity to mentor. One thing that I never, ever, ever stop telling them is how special they are. Oh, I see you're great at this. Work on this. This might actually be a good area for you to. Okay, how do you need help? Let them know that they are also very, 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 very special and
Special.
important too. And
Mm,
then they matter. It's not just their friends that matter. They also matter. They have a say about how they want their life to be. One
mm.
time, one story that I always share most of the time I have the opportunity to talk about peer pressure is the fact that those who know you and appreciate you will value you regardless of your choices of
That's
what you
right.
want to do in this life. So even if as a Christian youth, you can be a Christian youth and people will still love you and respect you for your faith and
Mm,
without you being ashamed of it. How did
Mm-hmm.
I know this? There was a time that a friend of mine was celebrating her birthday party and it was in a restaurant. So we were eating. I came and we were eating, and then one of them said, Constance, if it was not because of you now, we would have been at the club. And I was like,
wow.
I don't understand. And then she's like, because we had already planned the birthday to be in the club, but remember that you won't go to the club. So we have to put it in the restaurant. Before then, I never knew that I had such, value in the eyes of my
Mm,
friends. And not only that, they knew what I stood for. So
mm-hmm.
those who are for you will be comfortable with who
Comfortable. That's right.
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. So you don't need to impress anybody. Just
Mm.
be you,
Absolutely. Yeah.
do you, be happy for you. So
Mm,
that thing touched me, and I swear it has been one of my strongest testimonies in being a child of God. That
mm.
actually you don't need to please anybody. You don't
Absolutely.
necessarily
Yeah.
need to live your life in any form for anybody. Those who love you will love you.
We
Those who will
love
never
Mm-hmm.
you.
love you will never
They
love
will
you. It's
not.
just that's how life is. So you knowing who you are, making your choices based on what is good for you, not what is good for your friends or what is. See, I wasn't there, so it's not like I was arguing. I can't go to a club. Oh, they planned it on their own,
Mm.
invited me, But yet, because they see now, where am I even going to? Is what value do you have for yourself and have you put to
Mm.
yourself?
That's right.
Because I know that amongst that our friendship group, we actually were a study group. And most times when we have those study things, I always took out my time to make sure that everybody understands. I always
Mm-hmm.
help other people. So, like I said, life is not in a vacuum. It's not just about you.
Hmm.
Do things for people and then you'll be relevant to them. So
Yeah.
when you serve, you'll be served. That's just how life.
Mm.
If you
Mm.
don't care about other people, nobody will care about you. And maybe the reason why they could not have that party without me is because of how much I've showed them love in the past and been there
Mm-hmm.
for them. So they knew I was an important factor. So you can't just, be so self-absorbed about you, and not care about other people. When you care and add value to other people's lives, then they will
Mm.
care and add value to your own life. So it
That's
goes
right.
both. Yeah. So I think that's just what I wanted to say.
Oh yeah. Great. Thank you for sharing this.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Like, oh my God, this is over an
Oh
hour,
yeah. So
and
yeah, we're
we still
calling
have
it
a lot
off.
of
We
questions,
still
right?
have
Yeah,
so much.
but
Yeah, we'll leave that.
unfortunately,
Mhm.
we cannot
Yeah,
continue
we'll leave that up for the
for
next
the next
episode. Yeah,
for the
we'll
next
talk about that.
episode.
Yeah. So yeah, good.
We just want to say thank you so much for joining us today on
Yeah.
Director Distractor with our wonderful and amazing
Constance
sister,
Amadi.
Constance Amadi. She has shared a lot, and I've learned from our own,
I know
from our
what you
own
learned.
experience. Not only that, I've learned so many. I don't have to be,
Mindfulness. And me, I learned that too. Full mindfulness.
then you have to be
Yeah,
compassionate
just
to
kidding.
yourself. So many times we are so harsh on
Mm.
ourselves.
Hmm.
We are so judgmental about
Yeah.
ourselves. Like she has said it, we are human. We can do something wrong, but you don't have to sit there.
Mm.
Forgive yourself and just move on,
That's right.
right?
That's
Don't be
right.
too judgmental about
No.
yourself. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, so we're just gonna call it a day.
Yeah, we call it a day today.
Remember to share.
Remember to
Yeah,
share, to
because she has
like,
said
leave a
so many
comment.
things that is
Yeah,
so helpful
that's so
to
helpful.
people. And
Mm.
like we usually say, we can change this world one
Step at a
at a
time. Yeah,
time.
we
By
can change it
sharing
by
this,
sharing.
you
And
never know who is gonna be
the
um
yeah, the
who
world
is
is
gonna
going
be helped.
fast in different ways, and then the way we can do this is to also go and encourage one to change the world, to our community, our families, our homes, our individual, one step at a time. No single person can change the world, the entire world,
Mm-mm.
but we can do it one step at a
At a
time.
time, in your
You
own little
can do
way,
it, I can do it, we all can do it, but we can start from where we be
where you are,
mindful of where you
where you
are.
are.
We can start from there. Yeah. So yeah, thank you very
Thank
much. We really appreciate you for
thank you so
joining.
much, Constance. We
Thank
really
you, Constance.
appreciate
We
you.
we appreciate you.
And we
Thank
love
you
you for
very much. We
joining
love you
us.
so much. Thank you. And for those who've joined, and for those who will be watching this video after now, because I know a lot of people are sleeping, waking up,
No,
busy.
some people have gone to the beach.
Oh yeah,
Remember, it's
that's
still
true.
Canada's Day
Yesterday was Canada's Day
celebration.
celebration. A lot of yeah, I remember a couple of my friends, my neighbors said they're going to the beach today. Oh yeah,
People
it's
are still
true.
celebrating Canada's.
People are still celebrating Canada's Day, and that made us. July 1st was our 8 years in
Mm,
Canada. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah, July 1st. Yeah, July
Eight
first.
years in Canada.
It's a remarkable year. I mean, significant, right? July 1st, 8 years. Well, we landed July 1st, and it's been God all the way. I
Mm-hmm.
must confess, it's been God, and it's been amazing. Well, anyways, not taking much time. Thank you for joining. We look forward to seeing you next in the next couple of weeks on Director Distractor.
Distractor.
Yeah, thank you, and
And have a great day.
have a great day. Enjoy and stay cool because the
Stay
weather is
cool.
warm.
Go to the
If
beach.
you're in
Go
Winnipeg,
to the pool.
Manitoba, yeah, stay cool, not warm.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye
Bye.
bye. See you next
Bye-bye.
time. Bye.